In last video, we discussed about HTTP request in CodeIgniter 4. In this video, we will discuss more about HTTP request and HTTP response. So open VS Code and open your project. So I'm going to create a new controller. I'll name it as student. So I'll name my function as test requests. And run our server. So open command prompt in your project directory and type php space spark space serve. Now local server is running. Now open your controller and the function. Okay, so our function is empty. So now let's learn about the HTTP requests. As we discussed in our previous video, the request variable is available globally. And now we will learn about more functions in request, like get method. This function will return the method like get, post, or anything else. So let's save its value in a variable. And print this value. Now let's check what's the value of this method. The value is get. If we work with the post method, then we will get the post here. We can also get the URL of current function. For this, we can call request.uri.getPath. This function will return the current path where we are calling this function. Now if we try to reload, then we'll get the controller name and the function name. But if you need the full URL, then you can call a function which is base URL, like this, base URL. This function will return the current base URL, which is this localhost colon 8080. So if we pass this response in the base URL, then it will append this URL with the base URL. So if we save and reload our page, then we'll get the full URL. We can customize this base URL as well. To customize your base URL, go to your .env file. If you don't have .env file, then you may have env file in your project's root directory. Just rename that file from env to .env and go to the app section, and there would be a variable named as base URL. So uncomment this line and use your custom base URL. For example, if I use google.com and try to reload my page, then my base URL is now google.com and my current URL will become google.com/student/test requests. So this is the use of base URL and the get path function. We can also get the server information, like if I print request.getServer, then it will return the server configuration. Now if I reload my page, then it will return the whole server information like document root, remote address, remote port, server software which is currently installed like PHP 7.4.4, server name as a localhost, server port which is 8080, and other configuration which are. The next one is header. If you want to read the header, for example, request get header and pass the name of header like host. If I want to check the host of header, now reload our page and the host value is localhost colon 8080. We can also get other variables from the header like content type. So if I write content type and reload this, the current content type is empty because this page don't have any content type. Content type can be multi-part, form data, or any other. We will discuss about this in upcoming videos. We can also read JSON data from our AJAX API call. For example, if I print request get JSON, then it will print the JSON data which is coming from AJAX API call. If we reload our page, then it will return empty because we are not calling this function from the AJAX. We will discuss this about in upcoming videos. So this is all about the requests. Now we will discuss about the HTTP response. HTTP response is which is displaying on the screen. The response variable is also available globally, same as the request variable. So we can use this variable as like this response. If we want to print something on screen, then we can call set body function and we can pass anything like hello world. After setting the body, we have to send the response to our browser. For this, we can call response.send. And now if I reload my page, then I'll get the hello world, which is the body of our response. We can also pass the HTML in our body. For example, if I create any variable with the HTML data, like if I write something in heading,
and
if I set this HTML to the body and try to reload our page, then we have the HTML body which is hello world in the heading. If we want to check that how our page is responding to the web browser, then we can right click and go to the inspect, then go to the network tab and reload the page again. And here is our function which is test request. So click on it and it will show the all information which is being sent from our web page to the web browser, like status code which is 200, request method is get, request URL, remote address, cache control, content type. As you can see, the default content type is text/HTML. We can also customize this content type. So if I want to customize the content type which is the part of headers, so I'll set the header like this. Set header content type, the type which is text/HTML by default. So if I return txt, this means the request is now of type text. To save this page and reload, now our HTML is printed as the text document. And if we go inside this function, and we can see that the content type is now text/txt, which means that this page is now a text document. We can also pass any other content type like XML and save this page and reload our page. And now this page is coming as a HTML document. And if we go inside the function, then we can see the content type is now text/XML. We can also change the status code. For this, we can pass the status code like this. Set status code and our code. By default, the code is 200. If we want to return any other code like 404, if we want to display the page as a not found page, now reload our page and you can see the status is 400. If we go inside the function, and we can see that the status code is 404, which is not found. We can also return other status code like 401. Reload our page. Now the status code is 401, which is unauthorized, and we can return any status code which is according to need. Now reload, and if we go inside the function, now status code is 501, which is not implemented. We can also customize the cache. The currently cache is as a no cache and the max age is 0. So to set the cache, we can do this. Set cache, and this set cache function will accept options of type array, and it will accept few values like e-tag, last modified, max age, private, public, etc. So if I set max age, like if I pass the array and then the max age to 300 or 120, here 120 is the seconds. So if I save and reload my page, and go to the function. Now our cache is set as max is 120, which means now its cache will work for 120 seconds, and we can change any other fields according to our need. So this is all about the HTTP request and HTTP response in CodeIgniter 4. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends as well, so I can create more valuable content for you. Follow us on other social media accounts as well. Links are in description of this video.